Hello, hello. Welcome back, Gunning to Old Trafford with your hosts Ibrahim and Abdul Samad Kesem.
Nice one.
I caught you off guard.
You caught me off guard, check. Well, guys, nice one.
Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Abdul, another exciting segment.
It's exciting. Guys, this is a special edition with Deborah Petter. Remember we did it with Deborah Petter? Special assignment.
Yeah, we keep saying
special edition. Amazing stuff, guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, hit the bell notification. And you know how we do. Hit that bell notification so you can keep in touch, in tune, and independent with everything from Gunning to Old Trafford. Amazing stuff. Like Ibrahim said, a special edition. And Ibi, let us know how special this is.
So, Abdul, our teams, surpassed what we thought they were going to do at the beginning of the season. And I think it would be wrong for us not to, highlight some of the key performances, standout players during the season, as well as, pick out our top 3 players within our clubs. I think that's something
that's going to be amazing.
Very nice. So I think let's start off with, some honorable mentions about players that did really, really well. Just a couple of minutes on that, and then we go into our top 3.
Top 3.
Abdul, if you don't mind, I'll start off here, and then you can go into the top 3. Some of the players that really stood out for me this season, David De Gea.
Oh, David the Great.
For all the flack and, hate that David gets for his ball skills and being able to play out from the back, he won Golden Glove in the Premier League.
That's true.
That doesn't happen by chance.
No, it doesn't.
He's got a mistake in him. Yes, he's got 2 left feet when it comes to playing out from the back, but he comes clutch when you need him to. He's pulled out some fantastic saves, and he's really helped us achieve our goals this season. We might lose him, but I just want to say a massive shout out to David De Gea for a fantastic season. Yes, there's been ups and downs, but Golden Glove winner in the Premier League. He was our player of the season many years in a row and a fantastic servant to the club. So I'm glad that, if this is his last season, he's ended on a high. Another player, and I'm not going to talk about them as a player, I'm going to talk about them as a partnership. Rafa Varane and Lisandro Martinez.
Oh, when they played together, they were unstoppable.
Since Vidic and Ferdinand, we haven't really had a fantastic partnership in the back. And we always say a success of a team is the spine.
Correct.
And if your spine is not strong, the rest of your team really struggle.
Correct.
And over the years, we haven't really had consistent players in their position.
Yeah.
So it was good to see, Rafa Varane coming in the season before and partnering up with Lisandro Martinez first season in the Premier League. And the two of them really complementing the way they play and really established a really dominant performance for Manchester United in defense. So really, really happy with them. And my last honorable mention, before we go into yours and in the top 3, and yes, I'm not going to talk about all of them, but a player that, really stood out for me, Alejandro Garnacho.
Oh, yes. Star boy.
Alessandro Garnacho. Star boy,
man.
The boy plays with no fear. The confidence, I haven't seen confidence like that since a young Cristiano Ronaldo.
So true.
So, there's a lot of similarities between him and Cristiano. Yeah. He got to play with Cristiano a bit, copied his celebration.
Oh, yes.
Asked him permission to do it.
Brilliant.
And the boy was a game changer. He plays with no fear, runs with it. But you can see consistently wanting to develop. And I'm glad that we locked him down on a long-term contract. And I'm hoping to see more from him next season. So, some of the honorable mentions before we go into my top 3.
Amazing. If you don't mind, I'm going to follow your lead. And our goalkeepers were tremendous this season. I mean, Aaron Ramsdale, second in the Golden Glove. I think just one behind David De Gea. But Aaron Ramsdale, Arsenal are where they are, or finished second because of Aaron Ramsdale. He was majestic. He was majestic. Now, guys, the reason I'm following Ibrahim's lead is there's a video that's going to drop soon. And, well, it must have already dropped. I don't even know. Don't shout me. But this is a video where myself and Ibrahim do the Gunning to Old Trafford top 11 of the season. I wonder who makes it. Aaron Ramsdale or David De Gea.
It's going to be a toss of a coin.
It's a toss of a coin. They were brilliant, right? So, Aaron Ramsdale, David De Gea, absolutely amazing. My next mention would go to definitely William Saliba, Ibrahim.
That guy elevated the quality of your defense.
And Ibrahim, when we lost him with that back injury with the last about 11 games to go, it impacted everything. Everything around us just fell apart. Look, Gabriel, also a small little mention, he has a mistake in him, but when he plays with William Saliba, it
elevates him, man.
It's the same like Varane and Licha. You know, they complement each other so well, and they just do so well with one another. There's so many to mention. Benjamin White, Benny Blanco. That gangster on the right is absolutely amazing. That link up with Bukayo Saka was out of this world.
The partnership we never knew we needed, but definitely wanted.
It was there. Zinchenko. And I'm going to fail if I do not mention our outgoing and farewell to you, both of you guys. You guys have made Arsenal and us, Arsenal supporters, believe again our enforcers in the midfield. Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka.
And I love how Xhaka, switched the narrative from being a player that they hated to being a player that everybody loved.
And they love him, eh?
I loved it.
Oh, they love him.
Abdul, one player I forgot to mention before we get into the top three, and I think it would be wrong for me not to mention him. And actually both of them, as left back and right back, Luke Shaw really grew into this leadership role and showed what he does for Manchester United and how pivotal he is to the team. Roberto Carlos. And on the right, a player who was written off at the beginning of the season, looked like the writing was on the wall for him to leave. Spider-Man himself, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. When we needed him, he came up, showed that that player is in there and he just needs to be unlocked. And really, I would say, was close to being one of the most influential players towards the back end of the season.
And
pound for pound.
No, he was
the best
clinical
one-on-one defender you'll get.
You know what's so special? I'm so happy you mentioned Wan-Bissaka is because in the starting of the season, we had Diego Dalot playing on that right back. And both of us even said, the writing's on the wall, Wan-Bissaka is going. Because Dalot was playing so well. He made Benny Blanco were rocking it in the start. One injury.
And it opened up.
Wan-Bissaka comes in. And Diego, we missed you. But not as much.
Yeah.
Because Wan-Bissaka really did well. 100%. Oh, what a player, man. And hopefully gets a contract extension.
Yeah.
I think he should. I think he should. So now, amazing stuff. Top three.
We've spoken about the bridesmaids. Now we need to talk about the brides.
The brides. Amazing.
So our top three. Because I started off, I'm going to let you go. I think we should do both of our three, then two, then one, and then wrap it up. So let's start off with your top three, starting off with number three. And then we'll tell us who it is and why.
Perfect. So, guys, my top three was not very difficult. However, putting them in the order. Now, between the top three players that I have chosen for the Arsenal for 2022-2023, have got a total of 75 goal contributions. Ibrahim, it is only three players. 75 goal contributions. None other than, and all three, I'm saying none other, all three of these players are under the age of 23.
That's amazing.
That's why we say
bright,
the future is so bright. We cannot not mention this boy. A boy from Sao Paulo. Bought him for 6 million only. Gabriel Martinelli.
United must have trick on him.
He must have. And Pogba said so.
He came for 2 trials.
He came for 2 trials to Manchester United and you guys let him go. 36 matches. He only missed about 2 matches this whole season. And at first when he came in.
But we called it, Abdul. At the beginning of the season, they were giving him stick. We said he's a youngster. Give him chance. He will develop. And like we said, this boy down the middle.
Oh, he's just something else. And Ibrahim, what was scary about him at first, we knew his potential. However, he was very injury prone 2 years ago. And he just grew from strength to strength.
Confidence does it to you,
Man, Ibrahim, the goals on that left, he was absolutely amazing. 36 matches, 15 goals and 16 assists.
That's amazing.
That is crazy, crazy, crazy. Gabriel Martinelli, you are third place. Love you, my boy. Love you, my guy.
I can't see what you wrote here. Okay.
11. Sorry, man. I write like a... It was in a doctor.
A little bit like a chicken. But it's
Like
okay.
a chicken.
So yeah, fantastic number 3 there for Abdul, Gabriel Martinelli. I'm going to jump straight into my number 3. Again, a player that a lot of people wrote off last season. He had a really poor showing under Solskjaer and then Rangnick. We all know this boy has potential, star boy, but really showed with the confidence and when he's hungry, free from injuries, he has the backing of the coach, he has the faith of the team in him. He can really go out and drive the team forward. And there's none other than Marcus Rashford.
Oh, Mfanas.
First season with 30 goals across all competitions for Manchester United, 11 assists.
Yes.
Post the World Cup, he was phenomenal. What a player. And he showed that, he can lead the line for Manchester United. Yes, he's not that out-and-out striker, but coming off the left, and alternating within the front 3 positions, he just needs to slight improvements here and there, and I think he'll be a fantastic player.
Else.
And he's a young player, 24, 25 years old, still got his entire career ahead of him, and I'm glad we're locking him down on a long-term contract and probably going to be the highest paid player at Manchester United.
And if you guys don't know, now you know. This is the original star.
The original star.
Infanas. What a
Marcus
player. What a player.
And I think he silenced a lot of his critics. Last season, a lot of players wanted him out. A lot of, a lot of the fans, a lot of rivals, were mocking him. They wanted him out. PSG were rumored to go in for him. But, he's a from our youth team, Manchester United through and through, and I'm glad he's shown his quality that we all know he has, and proved that he can bamba with the big boys.
Yes, Mfana. So number 3.
Brilliant
stuff. And we are countdown. We are by number 2.
On to number 2.
On to number 2. Guys, this was where it became a little bit difficult for me. I didn't know where to put them. But Ibi, for number 2, you're going to be happy about this. We're going with the conductor of the orchestra.
Oh, yes.
Martin Odegaard, Ibrahim. This boy oozed class. He oozed finesse. And he oozed brilliance.
Sexy.
I mean, he was sexy. I mean, the things he did on the field was absolutely amazing. Martin Odegaard, and don't forget, signed at Real Madrid at the age of 13.
I mean, he was earmarked then.
He was earmarked already then. He made his debut for Real Madrid with Cristiano Ronaldo at the age of 15.
That's amazing.
Right? He played 2 or 3 matches.
We were still
yes. He's captain of the Arsenal. He embodies what Mikel Arteta and the DNA of Arsenal. He's a young captain, a lot to learn as well.
And also people laughed when Arteta made him captain. How can you make him captain? But he's proven it.
No, he's absolutely amazing.
He's really stepped into that role and shown that, a youngster can be a leader, and he's really driven the team forward.
And
I think he learned from this season.
Yes,
and next season will be even better.
Yes, he will. Just the way, look at, he's not a vocal captain.
You don't need to be a vocal captain. Those days are gone, I suppose.
It's gone. But he's one of those captains that will come to you in the match and he'll tell you to
and also lead by performance, right?
That's it. Lead by performance.
And Roy Keane always says that. Roy Keane, people famously think Roy Keane was that hard hitter all of the time. But he said, no. When I went out as captain, my first job was to show that I'm doing everything I can do. And that alone was a message to the rest of the players to say, I'm your captain, I'm giving 130%, means you need to give 130%. And then you come in with the motivation and the shouting, but your performance is the first thing. And Odegaard proved it.
100%. And Ibrahim's talking about leading from the front.
Yeah.
I mean, 37 matches. I mean, remember, Mikel Arteta didn't really change his team the whole season. 37 matches, 15 goals with 12 assists, guys. I mean, this boy oozed, like I said, he oozed superiority in some matches. And he was just absolutely amazing.
And he feels like he's been around for so long.
Yeah.
But he's only 23.
He's only 23. He's a young boy, man.
He's still got a whole career.
He's a young boy, man. But so proud of him. Captain, my captain.
Love him. My number 2, a player, people said he's only coming to Manchester United for the money. He's coming to retire at the club. You know, the disrespect, 5-time Champions League winner.
And how wrong were they?
How wrong was
How
Steady
wrong were they?
Eddie, they call him Graham Souness. I'm talking about Casemiro. Came
phenomenal,
in
man.
at United, winning everything that he's already won to show that he wants to do it at one of the toughest leagues and for one of the biggest clubs. And he came in and he just lifted the quality in the
Amazing.
team. He came in with the passion, he came in with the hunger, and also leading from the front. Yes, he didn't have the captain's armband on him, but he picked up the players around him and showed what a difference a quality player can do to a team.
Amazing.
You know-
Just to add quickly, guys, I read something very interesting. And sorry, you
No,
saying
no,
it, I just
something-
remembered. Casemiro, at the age of, I think it was 9 or 10 years old, went to a trial at Sao Paulo. And he was actually a right back and a left back. And in this article, he says that, you know what, I was sitting there and I looked around. No, sorry, he was a striker. Sorry, my mistake. He was a striker. And he looked around and he saw there was about 20 strikers going. There was about 20 right wingers, 20 left wingers. And there was one position where there was only about 2 guys. And it was a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
And he said, no, thank you very much. I'll trial in that position. And this is just a small little thing. And I speak to the kids about this all the time. If you want to be a footballer, it's important that you need to be also versatile
100%.
and understand every single position on that field. And Casemiro embodies that. I mean, Casemiro, you can play the right back, left back, you can play for your striker, you can play as number 10, you can play as a false 9. He is so versatile, and his game, I mean, his mind for this ball is absolutely
Something
amazing.
else. You know, he brought confidence to this Manchester United team. He brought stability in defense. He linked the transition between defense and attack. He came out clutch with some fantastic goals, and he held players accountable.
Yes.
You see it on games. Bruno gives a ball away. Casemiro's on him.
He's on him.
What are you doing? You know, I mean, and that's what you want. A leader outside the ambient. And that's what they, you know, the class of 99,
Yes.
the Manchester United treble team, the Arsenal Invincibles. The common thing that they had, they didn't only have one captain. They had captains across the field.
Yes.
If you think about Manchester United, it was Beckham, they had Keane, they had Scholes, they had Sheringham, York, Cole. I mean, and the list goes on. Arsenal, you had Vieira, Bergkamp, Henry, Campbell, Pires. I mean,
Martin Keown.
and the list goes on and
Yes.
on. And this is what you need. You need players outside the captain to be able to drive plays forward. And Casemiro did that for Manchester United. He's been a fantastic servant. He's won us silverware. You know, came out clutch in that FA Cup final.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic goal against Newcastle. FA Cup final. In the charity Carabao Cup final. Came clutch with that header. And came up really good with some goals. Hoping he can build on it next season. So, my number 2,
Casemiro, wow.
5-time Champions League.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant. Wow, Ibi. So, yeah, guys.
Number 1.
Number 1 for the Arsenal. You're request, drum roll. Mfana Footy!
Yes!
I had to.
Mfana
Right,
Footy.
Mfana Footy, Bukayo Saka, my man. You have touched my heart in places where I never ever thought I'd be touched.
I mean,
you
this
know,
guy rised above the issues that they were facing him. The racism
amazing.
targeted him. The hatred targeted at him. The nonsense that people were spewing, and he just stepped out.
Stepped up. You know, he reminds me of a young Marcus Rashford. Where Marcus Rashford, guys, and please, again, do not get this tangled in your head. Marcus Rashford is not only a superstar on the field, he's a superstar in the community
100%.
and a humanitarian. And this is where Saka has learned that, you know what, being a being a footballer is one thing, but being a humanitarian is another thing.
100%.
These guys ooze class on and off the field. Bukayo Saka, only 22 years old, 38 matches, 14 goals, 14 assists. That's about 25 goal contribution. He is absolutely amazing. And you know what? He doesn't only do it for Arsenal. He's cracking it with
his
with
goals now
England.
recently?
He just scored a hat trick now the other
Crackers,
day.
man.
I mean, this boy here. I mean, he's got the David Beckham number 7 shirt for England. He is a true
class.
Arsenal boy. And you know what? Long with Arsenal being in the Champions League, this boy, Ibi, and again, I might get a bit of flack for this, but in the next few years, he's going for that Ballon d'Or.
100%.
If it works in his favor,
I mean, the club need to do it on their level, and
Yes.
I think if they do it, they'll set a platform for this boy to get
just
it. 100%.
I mean, Ibrahim, he gets the ball and what he does with it is just absolutely amazing.
And the way he shifts his body weight from one side,
man.
I mean, the dropping the shoulder,
Footy,
getting
man.
into the pocket. I mean,
He's absolutely amazing. You know, there was a goal, Ibrahim, and I call it the Saka turn, which I'm teaching a few boys now at the moment. And it's about quick feet.
Yeah.
It's about receiving it with your right foot, smashing it with your left. Receiving it with your left and looking up and hitting it with your right. He is so decisive and so pinpoint. He's like a marksman, man.
Yeah, he knows what he wants to do.
He's like a marksman.
Once he gets the ball, he knows what he wants to do. There's no thinking.
Mfana
It's
footy.
natural.
Mfana footy.
Mfana
Number 1 for the Arsenal. Brilliant stuff, man.
Love it.
So yeah, I'm excited about you. I'm excited about
For
you.
me, my number one, there can only be one. And he's been, I would say, post Sir Alex Ferguson, one of the most important signings that Manchester United have made over the last couple of seasons, Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, the magician.
Captain, my captain.
Magician.
The magician. This guy oozes class, oozes leadership.
Yes.
He's like a Duracell bunny.
And he just goes.
keeps
He
on going
just goes.
and going. You know, he made he said something really fantastic the other day. He said, as a youngster, one of my dreams were always to play football. And not just playing football, but playing for Manchester United.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And now that I got my dream to play for Manchester United, I will play through pain. I will play through whatever to give my all for this club. So when the coach says, I need you, I'm there.
He's there.
And that's why he keeps on going and going and going. And Bruno Fernandes, apart from, globally on the football field, no other player other than Leo Messi has more goal contributions than Bruno Fernandes over the last couple of seasons. Leo Messi, then Bruno Fernandes.
And how dare people... I mean, aren't you guys watching this?
And the hatred that's targeted to him, it's crazy. Another crazy stat, Abdul. In the 22-23 season, no player has played more games than Bruno Fernandes for club and country. 72 appearances
72
for
games?
Manchester United and Portugal in one season. And he's
Ibrahim.
never showed it. Yes, you saw him dipping a bit, but always giving 100%.
Amazing. What a player, man.
I
love Bruno the magician.
Can clutch for Manchester United. When he doesn't play, Manchester United suffer.
Yeah.
And now he's doing it for Portugal as well. Bruno Fernandes not only is the best signing we've had over the last couple of seasons, but he's one of the most important players for Manchester United to grow. And I think it's what allowed Erik ten Hag to seamlessly come into that squad, because you've got a leader like him in the middle of your park and driving that entire team forward.
Yeah.
So my number one, my top
amazing.
pick of the season, Bruno. He came from Sporting like Cristiano. I mean, come on.
Joey, tell us about Sporting. Guys, and if you guys don't know, there's one guy that loves Sporting Lisbon. And it's a man.
He's a small porra behind.
He's a small porra red guy. Say hello to the people, Joey.
Hello, gents. How are you?
Oh, yeah.
Not gents, man. We got girls and
We got girls, boys, we got everything,
Come on,
man.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
Oh,
better,
yes,
Joey.
Joey, that's so good, Joe.
So guys, just a quick recap. Abdul's top three. Martinelli at number 3, Martin Odegaard at number 2, and Mfana Footy, Bukayo Saka at number 1. Abdul, running through my 3.
Brilliant stuff, guys. Manchester United, wow, we are spoiled for choice. Imagine all of these 6 guys play together.
It's amazing.
Crazy. In third position for Manchester United, we have none other than the original star boy, Mfanas, Marcus Rashford. In second place, we have, wow, man, five times
Five-time Champions League.
Five times World Cup as well.
No.
No, but almost.
They won the Copa.
The Copa America. I mean, he is a legend. He is absolutely amazing. He's a winner. Casemiro and the magician, the Wizard of Oz, Bruno Fernandes. Brilliant stuff, guys.
Slide
Absolutely
that into
amazing.
our DMs. Let us know who's your top three.
Very
We, get us on Instagram. We'd like to post it. Maybe it's something we can put on
Done.
in leading
Done
up
deal.
to this year.
Done
Get the
deal.
guys' top three.
Done deal.
And yeah, to make sure you don't miss out on these fantastic segments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
comment.
Hit the bell. Sorry, guys. Here
It's
about
okay.
blur. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell notification. And Abdul,
With that,
we are
Gunning to Old Trafford. Thank you, guys.